Okay, so we're in video 3. Okay, so as I said, when the series come, they call it Nibiru, right? When it comes, and it's already coming, and it should be here really, really shortly. That's what the sirens are about. And they had, I think, one of the prime ministers or somebody in the government of one of the nations who stated when this certain event occurs, everyone will know where they are and what they were doing exactly. That's because they're talking about Ceres. When the gravitational of pull of Ceres begins to pull on our planet, right, Earth, and takes down because now the sun's energy is compounded and monumentally, right? What's that called? Not monumentally, but when it's greatly, profoundly, phenomenally increased, right? When the magnitude of it is not the magnitude, but the power of it, right? The power of the sun is increased, right? Phenomenally. That's going to blow out the grid, right? And all shut down all electrical technology and send mankind back to the dark ages, right? And it's going to shut down the satellites too, right? So navigation will go back to the 18th century. So what mankind needs to do is, again, maintain its own resources because the Zionists, Ashkenazis, okay, Zionists, right? Ashkenazis are Zionists, right? So when they before this happens, that's why they sound the alarm because it's coming closer. That's what the alarm was about. It's closer, and it's going to happen soon, right? Um, so I do believe it's going to happen soon, within the next 2 years, right? The next 2 years. I do believe that. So, or shortly thereafter. So, they're trying to get all the natural resources for themselves so they can rule over everybody else, and that's why it's so important to. That's why it was so important for them to claim that Hamas put a rocket in, launched a missile and killed over 900 people, or however many they killed. So who are basically used as human shields because that's why they wanted to populate the nation of they want to place so many Ashkenazis in Palestine because they wanted to use them as a means to fight in the military and use them as human shields until they reach their height of their control of humanity, right? So now they figure they got control, and because they have control of the American government, right? The old republic, I mean the old Corpse America, right? So, and before the series comes in, the effects of series come in, the gravitational floods, the gravitational pull, the earthquakes, the tsunamis, and all these, catastrophic events. They want to get control of the natural resource, go underground, and wait everything out. Wait until the storm passes and come back up, and then take over, and probably and attempt to try to start a natural, a global war in the process, so that they can cover their misdeeds up with a natural, distract humanity with a global war, especially those who don't know what's going on, because they will think, oh, this is just Bible prophecy. It's supposed to be a war. So this is just Bible prophecy taken on, and we got to protect the Israel because the Christ is coming. The Christ is here. Christ is here. The Christ consciousness is here. It has returned. It returned basically actually in 2007, but over for the world it returned in 2011. Okay, 1432 over El Aqsa Mosque, and that was Safa 24, March 20, not March, but January 28th, right? When the harbinger delivered the Christ consciousness, right? Okay. Now, and they delivered it to the world in a form of a shock to wake everybody up, right? That was reverberated throughout the world, right? And that's why humanity is waking up. When that Merkaba went over the minaret in Al-Aqsa Mosque, right? So these Ashkenazis are not going to get anything other than, um, the calamity that's prophesied that they will get, because they have no spiritual power. The celestial yesteryear is over, and they don't have control of the heavens, to bring about, usurp the spiritual energy and control that spiritual energy, right? So now, as I said, so I am Israel, alhamdulillah. I have the celestial seal. I have been given the celestial sword from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when the Christ returns, what? He's going to bring Ceres with him, right? He's going to bring hell with him, right? And that's the calamity that's going to happen when Ceres comes, because it's going to be the end of the celestial 50,000 celestial year cycle. That's what it's meant. It's not meant so much that, oh, he's going to be, do all this calamity. No, what he's saying, he's coming to bring about a new era, a new earth, right? Okay, to start the world over again. And to start something over again, something has to change, right? Okay, so that's what it meant. So, and humanity's been prepared for 12 years. I've been doing this for 12 years. So it's not as if you have not been warned. Whether you believe or not, that's up to you. Okay, alhamdulillah, I'm only doing my duty, my celestial duty. Okay, now you can choose to go with the synagogue of Satan and see what happens, but let's keep reading, you'll see what's going to happen. Okay, now, so I have the DMT, melanin richly black, Afro-Kemetic, biblical, Hebrew ancestry of Alkebulan, the Napi heritage, Napi crown, Napi heritage, Napi celestial heritage, of Revelation 12 and 14, as what goes with all the other aspects of Revelation. Alhamdulillah, I have an open crown, mashallah, and the open crown chakra connected to the Akashic records to prove it. Okay, so make no mistake about it. Let my people go, mashallah. Let them go with reparations, and let them go from mass incarceration. Let them go. They were brought here to be enslaved, then redlining, benign neglect, trapped in ghettos, right? Economically disenfranchised, then drugs placed in their communities. So they have been prosecuted and continued the 400 and continuously enslaved for over 400 years, right? So they must be let go, or New Republic will not receive any redemption, and Africa ain't going to give New Republic America SHIT. And believe you me, I'm telling you right now, in the name of Allah, the Zionists will lose. Now, you may let them attempt to cause a lot of calamity in your life, but ultimately they're going to lose. And those who support them will lose right alongside of them, because the Zionists, the Ashkenazis, are trying to maintain the institution of white imperialism, colonialism, plantation consciousness, and white supremacy. Okay? So, now, so let my people go. MashaAllah. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. And because I practice my faith in Islam does not make me a terrorist. Just because you get scared, that's not my problem, because it's not my intent to make anybody afraid of me or otherwise. I'm too beautiful to make anybody afraid. You should be, I'm beautiful to look at, mashallah. And I do my best to bring peace and harmony and barakah, which is gifts of knowledge to this world, illumination, divine illumination. Muslims are not terrorists. They want to help humanity, right? And guide them back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what the Ashkenazis don't want you to do. Go back to Allah to open your crown chakra so you'll have divine enlightenment. because everyone is divine just like me. MashaAllah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, so, MashaAllah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though the heavens, yeah, MashaAllah, even though the heavens, no, MashaAllah subhanahu wa ta'ala, throughout the heavens, Alhamdulillah, Allah never allows the Queen of Queens, okay, to travel alone. She is always escorted by His almighty sword, okay, and the power of Ceres. Okay? So don't think, okay, you can F with me. Don't think that, because guess what? Ceres, mashallah, is connected to me, right? It's connected to the crown. It's connected to the throne. And if you try to mess with me, guess what? That's like allowing a runaway train, a runaway comet, a runaway, tsunami, a runaway anything, right? Because what is happening is, to my warning you, mashallah, about what's going on, it's having a controlled entry into the celestials, into the earth. And it will target only those who, are doing ill will. Well, it's connected to the house of Israel, but they don't have that power. They don't have it because they're not Israel. So, and remember, all imposters are going to be destroyed. So that's why I said you better be standing with Allah. Standing with Muhammad, mashallah. And standing with Muhammad will be the same as the blood that the Hebrew Israelites, when they left bondage during Musa's time, they were told to put, from what I understand, they were told to put the blood over their doorway so that death would not enter. Well, mashallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, death will not enter America, okay? Because death will not enter Republic America, okay? It will not happen to Republic America, because Republic America has the most Hebrew Israelites after, them being enslaved. But they got to let them go, right? Republic America has, Republic America, has, the most Hebrew Israelites, right? So it will not be destroyed unless they do it to themselves, or they allow it to happen. And guess what? The Ashkenazis, they know this. They know this. That's why they had America put in the abomination in his Baphomet bride. The head of the representative of the Vatican came and addressed the abomination, basically to curse America. And what was his first thing to talk about? Climate control. Series, as it's coming closer and closer, because it is the number one concern, but there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing, none of them can do about it, but pray, and keep Islam in your house, because then your house will be saved. When you have Islam, the Christ consciousness of Islam in your house, play the Quran in your house, and your house will be saved. But if you don't have, the Christ consciousness Islam in your house, then the spirit, that old spirit will walk right in, right? The spirit of death will come in. It will enter, because that spirit of death is going to go through, it's going to try to go through everybody's house, It's going to visit everybody's house on the planet, everybody. But it will not enter those who have the spirit of the Christ consciousness, which is in Islam. Right? So the Ashkenazis are trying to deflect from the, crimes, their crimes of the 50,000 celestial yesteryear, and bring that to the Republic of America. And the Republic of America is not doomed to be destroyed. It's just not. Because you have here the mother, Revelation 12, Revelation 14. You are basically, Republic of America is basically the new Israel. It's the new Israel, the Holy Land. It's a holy land. Don't fuck it up by listening to those false prophets who know better that the Zionist Ashkenazis are not the true Hebrew Israelites that we are. I am. My ancestors are. The Badahai is. Badahai BL, which is the Badahai, which represents black American descendants of enslaved Hebrew Israelites. That's the Badahai, the BLM, Badahai. Okay, so they have them here, and they're not going to, Allah is not going to destroy them unless, you know, America, Republic America, chooses to join in the ungodly war to destroy itself in order to save the 50,000 celestial year cycle. That don't join into the trying to save the 50,000 celestial year cycle. That celestial year is gone. You can't save. Nobody can save another from death. When death comes, it happens, and it's going to visit everybody's house. So we're going to go to video 4.